A school parliament provides an opportunity for students to be involved in school governance and decision making through a group of democratically elected students who represent the views of all the students present in the school. The purposes of mock or youth parliament are as follows. Number one, to develop its students and insight into the working of parliament. Number two, to make students consider public interest and issues and form their opinions on them. Number three, to train students in the technique of decision group making. I invite Oasis Mock Parliament of 2024 to 25 to start their summer session.
माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय पधार रहे हैं।
Honorable members, I cordially welcome you all to the summer session of the Youth Parliament. Hope this session will be a fruitful one. We begin today's session with oath of affirmation of our newly elected members. Secretary General,
Miss Reshta and Sahasra, who stood elected from Raidurg constituency of Odisha and Nellore constituency of Andhra Pradesh, will now take oath or affirmation. Miss Reshta. Miss Reshta, do you want to take oath or affirmation?
Affirmation, please.
In which language would you like to take oath or affirmation?
English, please. I, Shrestha, having been elected as member of the lower house of the Youth Parliament, solemnly affirm that I will bear true faith and adherence to the Constitution of India, and by the law establish that I will faithfully discharge the duty upon which I am about to enter.
Mr. Speaker, I am pleasure in introducing you and you to the House. My colleagues, the new minister, Mr. Mahmood, Minister of Culture and Tourism, and Mr. Mani, Minister of Law and Justice.
now the question articles. Question number 1. Mr. Harshad, Leader of the Opposition.
माननीय महोदय, बहुजन से आधार विशेष पहचान संख्या परियोजना संकट में पड़ गई क्योंकि बहुत सी सरकारी एजेंसियों की इस विशेष पहचान पत्र को नागरिक के अंतिम पहचान पत्र के रूप में मानने से इनकार कर रहे हैं। गैस एवं तेल आपूर्ति जैसी अन्य सरकारी एजेंसियों की इसे तंग करने के रूप में व्यवहार कर रहे हैं। क्या वित्त मंत्री महोदया इस विषय पर स्पष्टीकरण देने की कृपा करेंगी?
Minister of Finance.
Honorable Speaker, order is a dual-digit identification number issued by the Unique Identification Authority of India on behalf of the Government of India. This number will serve as a proof of identity and address anywhere in India. Each individual needs to enroll only once, which is free of cost. Each Aadhaar number will be unique to an individual and will remain valid for life. Aadhaar number will help you provide access to services like banking, mobile phone connections, and other government and non-government services. The Aadhaar card specifically mentions on its rear side the various purposes for which it can be used. There need not to be any confusion over it. The immediate use of the UID card would be more specific in the case of beneficiaries of government schemes. However, in the long run, it will serve as a definitive document of one's identity proof. Whatever confusion prevails over its use will soon be clear, and it would be in interest of everyone to get enrolled.
Mr. Harshad.
माननीय महोदय, ये तथ्य अंदोला राज्य महोदय प्राधिकरण विधेयक युवा संसद में पारित नहीं किया गया। युवा संसद की स्थायी समिति इस विधेयक को अपने वर्तमान के रूप में पारित किया गया। उसके बाद भी आखिर को देश पर कैसे लागू किया गया था?
Honorable Speaker, as far as the statement of the member is concerned, it is harmful. Yes, regardless, it is implemented. Probably, my worthy friend has got to St. Petersburg while the ordinance was being promulgated.
देते हैं।
Honorable Speaker, I would like to know how countries like UK, Singapore and Australia consider this idea and abandon it because of huge expenses, even for the small population, and was not worth the benefits this scheme would bring. Why did a country like India accept it? And why is Aadhaar necessary when we have NPR, that is National Citizens Register?
Minister of Finance, please.
Honorable Speaker, the home policy of the country is guided by its history, geographical location, and economic condition of the people. The countries mentioned by the Honorable Minister are not sharing such a large number of international boundaries as India is. I can suggest that my friend, please browse the internet today.
Silence, please. Minister, please continue.
Yes, the anxiety regarding NPR, the government of India initiated the NPR, which entails the creation of National Citizens Register. This register is being prepared at the local, sub-district, district, state and national level. इस डेटाबेस में 13 वर्ग होंगे, जिनमें डेमोग्राफिक सूचनाएं दी जाएंगे और 3 भागों में बायोमेट्रिक संख्याएं होगी और यह सूचना उन भारतीयों के बारे में होगा जिनके उम्र 6 साल या उससे अधिक है। इसके द्वारा सुरक्षा में सुधार होगा क्योंकि लोग एक स्थान से दूसरे स्थान बिना परमिशन प्रवेश नहीं कर सकते हैं। इसके द्वारा स्थापन होगा तथा स्थापित न होकर आधार कार्ड के द्वारा अभिन्न प्रयोगों को रोका जाएगा।
Next, Krishna.
Honorable Speaker, preparation of Aadhaar card has been given to private agents. In many places like Kolkata, Hyderabad, Lucknow, Pune, Bhopal, people are being charged 50 rupees each. And in some places, in the name of collecting information, their personal data are being manipulated or dumped.
Minister of Finance, please.
The Honorable Member has supplied this information. I will definitely look into it.
Mr. Raidurg.
She might have all the information related to it, but it is related to the shortage of food.
The Honorable Member has supplied this information. I am not afraid of this company. We have supplied this information. I will definitely look into this matter.
Next question. Question number 102. Mr. Harshad, Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you. Will the Minister of Agriculture be pleased to state that A. Cheap food rates available to about 2/3 of the country's population at a price of ₹1 or ₹2 would incur exchequer more than double annually than what the government has projected? B. Would the plan cost India yearly? C. Doesn't the Minister think that food subsidies will have adverse effects on agriculture?
Minister of Agriculture, please.
Honorable Speaker, answer to the part A and B of the Honorable Member. The government has estimated that it will need to budget 1.2 trillion rupees each year to fund all food subsidies, including the new ones under the Food Security Program. The government plans to distribute 5 kilograms of food grains at highly subsidized rates, 3 rupees a kilo for rice, 2 rupees a kilo for wheat, and 1 rupee a kilo for some other types of food grains. At private stores, rice presently costs 20 to 30 rupees a kilo, 7 times the amount it could be purchased for another program. So, I am sure the program will wipe out tears from the millions. No one will die of hunger. Answer to the part B of the Honorable Member, an agricultural subsidy is a governmental subsidy paid to farmers and agri-businesses to supplement their income, manage the supply of agricultural commodities, and influence the cost and supply of such commodities. The subsidy programs gives farmers extra money for their crops and guarantee a price floor. Generally, developing countries have a comparative advantage in producing agricultural goods.
Mr. Dayan, would you like to speak anything?
The consequent higher spending on food subsidies would lead the government to have spending cuts elsewhere if it is to keep its fiscal consolidation online.
Minister of Agriculture, please.
Honorable Speaker, this is the most common and probably incorrect justification. Though I agree in the initial phase, it may hurt the people, but in the long run, government has made the orders operandi to overcome. The government has plans to narrow its fiscal deficit to 3% of the gross domestic product in 4 years, compared Honorable Speaker, whether the system is capable of absorbing extra demands of people, of lack of supply, and can the ministry assure the quality?
Minister of Agriculture.
Yes, the concern of the honorable member is genuine. Most of the farmers are depending on the capital of monsoon. In case of failure of monsoons, it will be very difficult to manage. But the government has deep plans and also putting its fingers crossed too.
Ms. Loka, would you like to speak anything?
Honorable Speaker, through you, I would like to inform the Honorable Minister and the House that the subsided rate of food grain prices has made the laboring poor, and I have seen in my constituency how the scarcity of labor started. Many agricultural lands are left uncultivated.
My constituents.
Silence. If proper steps are not taken at the right moment, it would cost dearly to us. Isn't it, sir? Honorable Minister, please.
Sir, I have not received such a report. I shall look into the matter and will let the House know.
The storm of rights and forced duties passed in rent. The poor will still be on fire, but who cares?
Next question. Question number 103. Mr. Rayan.
Sir, with the Minister of Forest and Environment be pleased to state the latest position of number of elephants getting killed in locomotive accident on railway track in the country. B. The keeping in the present situation, government have adequate plans to meet the situation, and if not, are the measures supposed to be taken by the government to deal with the situation?
Minister of Forest and Environment.
Honorable Speaker, I am highly thankful to the member concerned towards this annual call. Every annual year is a great loss to the forest and to its owners. Good news is that 2020, 21 and 22 all had relatively low numbers of animal deaths. By July 2023, already it had reached to 48.
नसिया में सदन को बता देना चाहता हूँ कि 2 साल पहले भारत में 50,000 हत्या हुई, लेकिन आज हम हत्या पहुँचा रहे हैं 15,000 में, इसके लिए कौन जिम्मेदार है?
मिस्टर फरहान, आप इस प्रकार सदन में प्रश्न नहीं पूछ सकते, कृपया बैठ जाए. मिनिस्टर, प्लीज कंटिन्यू.
About the concept of the government, the annual accident reduction group has been formed to improve the analysis of the accident statistics and coordinate the actions of the various organizations involved. Railways and highways are the source of wildlife mortality. Throughout the world, so my ministry has a series of talks with the state government, Ministry of Railways, Ministry of Highways, and Surface Transport and NGOs. Awareness programs are being organized among the villages. The National Highways and Railway Act. Ministry of Railways has been suggested to instruct the drivers to reduce the speed and to drive at 30 kilometers per hour. My ministry has also given the proposal to the Ministry of Railway and Surface Transport to install an accelerator system and by using infrasound sound without any auto sensor and advanced alert system. By using microwave sensors along with the radio transmission to the locomotive drivers and the nearest control units.
Mr. Samik, would you like to speak anything?
Sir, will the minister be pleased to state the estimated expenditure and like the estimated expenditure of the installation of the device and by which year the project is going to be completed?
Honorable Minister, please.
Honorable Speaker, it is out of the opinion of constructive. One set of microwave perimeter sensors costs 500 USD. Infrasound sound device costs 200 USD for each. Transmitter and radio each set 250 USD. Infrared installation is 150 USD each set. Thermal camera to watch and for all the animal behavior 5,000 USD. So all total $2,000 billion is amount needed. Moreover, as 300 ministries are needed involved, so it will take some time, and one ministry has to target to complete it by 2026.
Mr. Litesh.
Honorable Speaker, huge amounts of money are required for the installation and the given investments are also required. Is there any other plans of the ministry to check the animal accidents on the railway tracks?
Honorable Minister, please.
Honorable Speaker, as I have already told, was the proposal given by the ministry. So the member should not be worried about the expenditure. by the Ministry of Railway to construct underground tunnels in the forest area, and the officers are instructed to check the survey for the feasibility of the planned road.
Next question. Question number 104 is asked.
Honorable Speaker, will the Minister of Culture please pleased to state A. The foreign exchange earnings from tourists during the last 2 years and its earnings to GDP. What is the national policy for development of tourism?
Minister of Culture and Tourism, please.
Honorable Speaker, in 2022, the travel and tourism sector in India contributed around 5.9% of the total GDP of the country, which amounted to 15,687 billion Indian rupees, and an increase of nearly 89.2% compared to the previous year. The estimated foreign exchange earnings in the tourism sector within the last 2 years were as follows. India earned a total of 2.1 trillion in foreign exchange from tourism in 2019. Foreign tourists amounted to India stood at 1.63 lakh in the first 4 months of the calendar year 2020, up from 10.77 lakh arrivals in the year, a good period according to the data from the Ministry of Tourism. The Ministry of Tourism designs national policies for the development and promotion of tourism. Concerted efforts are being made to promote new forms of tourism such as rural, cruise, ecotourism, and medical tourism. The ministry also maintains the Wearable India and focuses on eco and sustainable tourism to support the local community and to protect the environment.
Ms. Reshma.
Honorable Speaker, President, the country is still a house of commerce. Will the tourism in India be affected by the attacks of foreign tourists, especially women? If so, what steps has the ministry taken so far to enhance the image of our nation abroad?
Honorable Minister, please.
Honorable Speaker, I do admit such issues can create a sense of instability on the foreign tourism, but I am confident to say that my ministry has taken firm steps and will take firm steps to tackle these issues in collaboration with the Ministry of Home Affairs. In 2012, the Clean India campaign was launched by the Tourism Ministry to enhance the image of the country as well. The Tourism Ministry also launched an international campaign, Find Opportunity, and a domestic campaign, Go Beyond this campaign. A world travel market club to invent. In 2012, India produced packages in Saudi Arabia with road to part of the India, Megastar has appointed as Grand Ambassador with the message Aditi Debo Baba and our place to be free. Amitabh Bachchan.
Mr. Samarjan, would you like to speak anything?
India has the highest potential in medical tourism in the world. Will medical tourism be India's next biggest industry? If so, what efforts are government taking to achieve it?
Minister of Culture and Tourism, please.
Honorable Speaker, India has the highest potential in medical tourism in the world. The growth in India's medical tourism market will be a boom for several industries, including the hospital industry, the medical equipment industry, and the pharmaceutical industry. India has been ranked among top 5 destinations for medical tourism.
And next, please continue.
The question regarding ministry support, my ministry has concerned us with external affairs and Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. The government has relaxed the tourist service. Chain of hospitals, such as Apollo Hospitals, Oasis Healthcare, and Mass Healthcare, have been encouraged to attract foreign patients. The figure is projected to rise to 49 lakh tourists by 2025.
Mr. Divya Kishore, would you like to ask anything?
Mr. Speaker, recently our Honorable Prime Minister visited elections. Many controversies raised. We want to know few details regarding elections in tourism.
Honorable Minister, please.
Honorable Speaker, our government has proposed 3,600 crore infrastructure upgrade on the Pacific Islands, aiming to transform them into a tourist hub. The plan includes developing port facilities, peripheral roads, and beachfront communities. This will help to strengthen our power by doing opposition in Indian Ocean also.
Next question. Question number 105. Ms. Reshma.
Honorable Speaker, I raise the following question to the Minister of Education on a matter of utmost importance to the nation's future.
members of the House for the opportunity to address this critical issue. I am pleased to state that significant strides have been made in the implementation of the National Education Policy (NEP) since its inception. The NEP serves as a guiding framework for comprehensive education reform with a focus on holistic development, flexibility, and relevance in the curriculum. This includes the development of new syllabi, integration of vocational education, and emphasis on critical thinking and experiential learning. Additionally, efforts have been made to enhance teacher training programs and invest in infrastructure to support pedagogical approaches. While progress has been made, I acknowledge that challenges persist, particularly in ensuring equitable access to quality education and addressing resource constraints. Nevertheless, the government remains committed to the full and effective implementation of the NEP, working in collaboration with stakeholders at all levels to realize its vision of a robust and inclusive education system that empowers every learner to reach their full potential.
Next, Kritika.
Honorable Speaker, while I appreciate the Minister's update on the progress made in implementing NEP, there are indeed concerns about the pace of reform, particularly in rural and marginalized communities. Can the Minister provide specific details on the strategies in place to ensure that all the segments of society benefit equitably from the NEP initiatives?
Minister of Education.
Thank you for the question. Indeed, ensuring equitable access to education is a priority for us. To address disparities, we have implemented targeted interventions such as the expansion of infrastructure in underserved areas and incentives, provision of scholarships and incentives for students from marginalized backgrounds, and the enhancement of digital education learning resources to meet remote communities. Additionally, capacity building programs for teachers and administrators in these regions are also underway to strengthen the delivery of education services.
Ms. Sunita, would you like to speak anything?
Honorable Speaker, I commend the government's efforts to modernize the curriculum in line with the NEP's objectives. However, there have been concerns raised by the educators about the feasibility of implementing the proposed changes, particularly with the regard of availability of resources and training. Can the Minister assure that adequate support will be provided to facilitate the new curriculum?
Honorable Minister, please.
I thank the honorable member for raising this critical issue. The successful implementation of the new curriculum is contingent upon robust support mechanisms for educators. To address this, the government has allocated funds for teacher training programs, curriculum development workshops, and the provision of teaching aids and materials. Additionally, partnerships with educational institutions and organizations are being forced to leverage expertise in these and resources in this endeavor.
Honorable members, thank you for your active participation in this important discussion. Due to time constraints, we will now move on to the next session. No more questions, please. The question hour is over.
Sir, a serious breach of privilege has been committed by both the and district authorities. Without any mandate instance, the branches reason addressing the peaceful public gathering on 15th of August 2022. The authority has executed discrimination motives, and I am requesting you to allow me to raise a question on this matter now.
Is that really it is a matter of great concern, but you can't spring a surprise on me like this. The matter will be examined, and then I shall let you know my decision. Honorable members, I have to make an announcement. On my behalf and on behalf of honorable members of the House, I have great pleasure in extending our warm welcome to Her Excellency Ms. Dhanlakshmi, Vice President of Singapore Parliamentary Delegation, who is on a visit to India as our honored guest. The other Honorable Minister Sir, Mr. Divyesh, Speaker of the Singapore Parliament, and Ms. Bharti, Minister of Civil Aviation. Honorable members, the House will now discuss the pressing issue concerning the state of Manipur. I invite the Home Minister to provide insights and lead the discussion.
Honorable Speaker, thank you. Esteemed colleagues, the situation in Manipur demands our immediate attention. Recent developments have highlighted the need for a comprehensive approach to address the concerns of people of Manipur. I urge all members to engage in constructive dialogue to find a balanced solution based by the state.
Ms. Sumedha.
Honorable Speaker, the recent escalations of tension in Manipur is deeply concerning. The central government must take immediate steps to address the grievances of the people and restore peace in the region.
Mr. Shriram, would you like to speak anything?
Honorable Speaker, while we acknowledge the challenges facing in Manipur, it attempts to approach the situation with caution and ensure that any action taken are in the best interest of the state and its residents.
Mr. Saraj.
Respected Speaker, the voice of the people of Manipur cannot be ignored any longer. We demand coordinated measures from the central government to address the root cause of the unrest and provide a long-term solution for future peace and development.
Mr. Kalunjit, would you like to speak anything?
Honorable Speaker, the central government is committed to the welfare and progress in all states including Manipur. We are open with constructive dialogues and cooperate with all the stakeholders to find the lasting solution for these two states.
Ms. Sumedha.
Honorable Speaker, the situation in Manipur is dire and the central government's steps have been inadequate. We demand transparency and accountability in the handling of the situation taking the state. We demand the voices of the Manipur, people of the Manipur must be heard and the grievances addressed without delay.
Honorable members, after a thorough debate on the Manipur issue, the House will now vote on proposed preventive measures to address the challenges faced by the state. I invite the Home Minister to outline the proposed measures.
Honorable Speaker, that to address the situation in Manipur, the government proposes to increase deployment of security forces to maintain law and order. Intensify efforts for dialogue with local communities to understand the grievances and work towards a sustainable solution.
Ms. Kritika.
Honorable Speaker, while we support the need for enhanced security measures, we also urge the government to prioritize socio-economic development initiatives in Manipur to address the underlying causes of unrest and instability.
Honorable members, we will now vote on the proposed preventive measures to address the state of Manipur. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those against, please say no. The ayes have it. The ayes have it. The proposed preventive measures to address the Manipur issue are passed by the House. Thank you, honorable members, for your participation in this crucial decision. Honorable members, the House will now discuss the Women's Reservation Bill, which aims to provide 33% reservation for women in Parliament and State Legislative Assembly. I invite the Minister for Women and Child Development to present the bill.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Esteemed colleagues, the Women's Reservation Bill seeks to address the long-standing issue of gender disparity in our legislative bodies. By ensuring 33% reservation for women, we aim to empower women and enhance their participation in decision-making process of our nation. I urge all members to support this historic legislation for greater inclusion of women in our democracy.
Ms. Rishika, would you like to speak anything?
Honorable Speaker, while we acknowledge the importance of women's representation, we have concern about the implication of this bill. We acknowledge the great progress that promotes genuine empowerment. We propose amendments to ensure adequate representation for marginalized communities within the reserved seat.
The ayes have it. The ayes have it. The Women's Reservation Bill is passed by the House with overwhelming support. Thank you, honorable members, for your participation in this crucial decision for our democracy. Honorable members, now the House will take up consideration of the Uniform Civil Code. Honorable Prime Minister, please.
Honorable Speaker, the UCC bill required in November 2019 and March 2020, but was withdrawn both times without the consent in the Parliament. Now, I request you to provide us time to discuss the pros and cons of the UCC bill.
It's time to discuss the UCC bill. Ms. Sahasra, would you like to speak in this?
Honorable Speaker, I don't understand why our ruling party is showing a lot of interest in UCC instead of other important problems like poverty, corruption, etc. We need explanation.
The Uniform Civil Code means that all sections of the society, irrespective of the religion, shall be treated equally according to a national civil code. They cover areas like marriage, divorce, maintenance, inheritance, adoption, and succession of property. It calls for the formulation of one law for India.
It's Sumedha.
Honorable Speaker, our country is a secular country and it maintains unity and diversity. This law violates the constitutional freedom to address the religion of choice.
Concerned Minister, please.
With changing times, the need has arisen for having a common civil code for all the citizens, irrespective to their religion, ensuring their fundamental and constitutional rights are protected. Even secularism and national integrity can also be strengthened by introducing UCC.
Leader of the opposition.
Honorable Speaker, with zero practical knowledge, we can't take it in.
Silence. Honorable Prime Minister.
We already have practical knowledge. In Goa, the Portuguese Civil Code 1867 has been in force for certain historical reasons since pre-liberation time. And thus, Goa has inherited a common civil code for all the regions and has been successful. Recently, Uttarakhand passed the bill in February 7, 2024, and it is the first state in the country to adopt the UCC after independence.
Ms. Taskin.
Respected Speaker, our Honorable Prime Minister said very well, but by looking at one or two states, we cannot apply the common civil code to the whole country. It may undermine the cultural diversity and multicultural fabric of the nation by imposing a uniform legal framework that does not account for the variations and specific needs of different communities. There are many different disadvantages like cultural and religious sensitivities, implementation challenges, legal and administrative burdens, socio-economic implications, etc.
Concerned Minister.
Honorable Speaker, our opposition members are only looking towards one side of the coin. There are advantages like maintaining equality and uniformity, women empowerment, legal certainty and simplicity, enhancing access to justice and promoting the rule of law, progressive social reform and etc.
Ms. Kritika, would you like to speak anything?
Practically not possible. A beer leading us into a dream. It is harmful to secular features.
Silence, silence please. Thank you, honorable members, for your active participation. After a thorough debate on the UCC bill, it is open for voting. Due to time constraints, the voting will be conducted tomorrow. Now the House is adjourned to meet again tomorrow at 11 a.m. Thank you.
Mock Parliament is a unique initiative that teaches views about parliamentary procedures and political processes. It encourages students to become involved in public problems and to grasp the common man's point of views, creating their own opinions and to communicate to them clearly. We will come up with more creative and interesting parliamentary session. Thank you.